Hi everyone, in today's video we are going to be talking about best decks for inner work and self-reflection. I hope you're going to enjoy the video. Grab a cuppa, I have a couple of cool decks to show you, and let's start right now. Okay, I separated the decks into Tarot and Oracle. It seems like I have many more Oracle decks than Tarot, but let's start with some of my favorite Tarot decks for self-reflection. If you have been following me for a while, it will be no secret that Margaret Peterson Tarot belongs to one of my favorite decks ever, especially including this amazing booklet that comes with the deck. So this is my older edition that I etched and I chopped the borders. I have also the maroon one. This is the only, not the only, but not many decks I have backup copies of, and this one I do. It is a great deck for self-reflection specifically. It is a bit like difficult to read for other people, but for the self it's amazing. I don't need to draw many cards from this deck, like 3 seems like a lot. This is really a fascinating deck for drawing 1-2 cards, or if you have a question, you know, answering it with 1-2 cards. Focusing on the artwork, letting the energy of the artwork influence you, and then reading the guidebook and really mulling over it. This is a deep deck. It's not the your superficial tarot deck, you know. So the artwork and the booklet demand your attention. So this is one of the very, very amazing, deep, far-reaching decks. Another one from my own experience, you know, that I really love is the Choir Magician deck. This one is much earthier and much more, let's call it magical, but it has some really punchy cards. So depending, of course, on what type of person you like and what type of work suits you, you know, I love decks that are punchy. I love decks that make me think. I don't react to fear in a way that it disempowers me. I actually, when I pull a card that I'm like, ouch, it motivates me. I'm kind of becoming a devil about it. I'm like, well, let's see, you know, I want to figure it out. How can I work with you? Let me explore you deeper. What is it that I'm afraid of? And so on. So I'm asking a lot of questions when something not to my liking, not to my ego's liking comes up. And this deck is, yeah, it is quite punchy. So it's not for everybody. And Josephine McCarthy, she also created this Mystagogus deck, which also is great. But I think because I've used Choir Magician more and I know it better, it's still my favorite, I think. So this deck is also amazing, but as I said, I haven't used it that often, and somehow I just keep reaching for Choir Magician because it's quite amazing. So, but I keep both, and depending on the mood, I might reach for Mystagogus as well. So these decks are quite impressive when it comes to interesting angles, surprising answers, and taking you on a journey, you know, sometimes not where you want to really go, what you want to hear. Another one of the tarot decks that I prepared is Circle of Doors Tarot. This is also a great deck. I noticed that for self-reflection and for inner work, I pick a lot of decks that have a cool booklet, because sometimes when we work on those more shadowy, unconscious sides, it's really hard to come up with something that you don't know, with something that, you know, challenges your take on things. And that's why I like decks that come with an amazing booklet that actually can bring in a little bit different perspective on things, and yeah, challenge you to think differently, to dare to step into an archetype of a card in a different way, something that you maybe, you know, haven't done before. So this deck does it to me, and I love working with it. So it's really great like that. Okay, let's move on. Another one that maybe you will be surprised or you won't, I'm not sure, is one of the big eyes. And this is the Beautiful Creatures Tarot. And I enjoy it. I have a client whom I'm meeting regularly with, and we always use this deck for her because it brings in sense of humor, but usually with the keywords is quite punchy as well and quite spot on, and actually picks on things also from an interesting perspective. You can read the images intuitively as well, but the book comes with quite interesting takes on things. So again, you know, big eyes and a good companion book, and you're good to go. I like this for self-reflection. This one comes with a little bit more detached sense of humor and a little bit more of a like yeah, detached feeling, because they seem like characters, you know, in a play. But sometimes that allows you to see things more clearly, you know, because you don't take them so seriously or personally. So I highly recommend the Beautiful Creatures Tarot for self-exploration, you know, for inner work and self-reflection. I have two more tarot decks. One is Cosmosis Tarot, which again comes with quite a great book, companion book. Not many people know this deck, or at least I don't see it often, you know, online, and I really like it. I really like it. I have a review of this deck. At some point, Funny Woods, she, you know, approached me and sent me her deck for a review. And I said yes, even though, you know, I wasn't 100% sure, but I'm actually really like it. So it comes with keywords, and I also noticed that for this particular self-exploration, for, you know, self-work, keywords are quite fun to have, you know, and I love what she did with court cards in this deck. So this is like Page of Swords, you know, curiosity. And this is compassion for, I think this is King of Cups. So it's an interesting deck. It has a, like, you know, interesting take on court cards, as I said, and some just different take on different, you know, archetypes in tarot. Every tarot creator has a little bit different one, of course, but I quite enjoy funnies. So this is an interesting one. I like to look at it. I like to think about what keyword she gave. How do I relate to it? You know, it's quite an interesting deck, and I recommend checking it out. Look at this Empress. It's quite powerful, actually, and I like that in this case the Empress is not just this motherly figure, you know. Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's a modern take on tarot, but I like the keywords, and I like how she approached it, and I like what she did with it. And it's actually a really good reader. And I think for me, for self-reflection, it just does its job. I really enjoy it. So I reach for it. And the last one that I want to share, of course there would be more, but you know, I had to stop myself. The last one I want to share, and it's an oldie but goodie, is a Tarot of Transformation. I also thought I could use any of Carol Herzer decks, and I also could use Toff and Marseille. Sometimes when I don't want images, I don't want to be like influenced by anybody's image, I will use Marseille. So, you know, it's not just the modern decks, but I thought, you know, I'm just going to show you something different. So this is Tarot of Transformation. I just chopped a little bit the borders on the sides, And again, keywords, an amazing booklet. The book is quite psychological. It explores, you know, human psyche from therapeutical perspective. So it's really interesting to go with this deck. So you can go and, you know, use your intuition and be sparked by a keyword, by tarot, and also by the amazing booklet. So I highly recommend checking this one out. I don't know if it's still in print. I assume it is, but I'm not sure. It's called Tarot of Transformation, and yeah, it has gorgeous images, really suit themselves for, like, you know, journeying into the image, for shamanic journeys with cards. This one is really great like this. It's also very energetic, kind of like Carol Hertz's decks. I really like this one, and it has been with me for a long time. I've used this deck a lot in many readings for clients and for myself. And yeah, if you go to see my old videos, you will see this deck featured often. Okay, well, let's move to oracle decks, because it seems like I do like hanging out with oracles. I actually really love the Cyg Oracle, written by Ray Diamond and art by Laura Zuspan. It's so great. And again, look at this companion book. It's so good. It has so much stuff. You get everything, like card as a portal, ecological connection, creative prompts, practice, card as an icon, guidance, symbology, keynote, story. There's so much you can play with every card, you know. You can go with from spring equinox to winter solstice with this deck, and so on. I love the artwork. And I love the keywords. The keywords are so great. Snake and circles, the moon. Or, you know, a swarm of bees. Your delight charms the world. It's really cute. You are seen. The voice of the moon. Some of them are really like kind of awaken your imagination. A fierce desert flower. The calving glacier. Your ears become a butterfly, and so on. It's gorgeous, gorgeous artwork, beautiful deck, and yeah, together with the book, it's a really great tool for self-reflection and for inner work, and I think I highly recommend this deck to anyone. It's a quiet one, it's a beautiful, you have to be in the mood, you know. It's not the punchy one, this one. Like, for example, this one is quite punchy, and yeah, whenever I use this deck, this is by Aminat Oladipo, and this is the EME Oracle. I always read out the prayer to the EME, and this deck is so great. So the booklet in this case, it's maybe not very much in depth, but it's good enough to like get you sparked, and the artwork is incredible. I love the artwork in this deck and just the feel of the deck. There is so much powerful energy in these cards. I love this oracle deck. I love what Aminat has created in, you know, conjunction with 3 artists that featured in this deck. And the EME mothers, they just, yeah, they seem amazingly powerful. I love this deck. I listen to this deck. It's incredible deck. And for me, this deck works so well whenever I need advice, even on a more practical side of things. This deck went with me to Vipassana. This deck is, yeah, it's soaked with like wisdom and grounded, embodied spirituality. I really, really love this one. The big eyes, from 4 oracles that I have, the fairy tale is by far my favorite. It's punchy, and sometimes when you pull, you know, you answer a simple question like, what fairy tale am I living right now, you know, in what fairy tale am I living right now, and whatever comes up, you know, it just gives you some interesting take. And yeah, it's not an easy deck always to deal with, because the fairy tales are not all, you know, good or all bad. There's all these various complexities in the fairy tales. So this deck, you know, maybe not for everybody, but I love it, and it always gives me interesting insights. Another two decks I love specifically because I also love to be engaging with the body. So this is more for, this deck I often use for healing sessions, but also for self-reflection, because it comes like, you know, psychosomatic type of thing. So it's energetic, but also it's where the energy is accumulating, flowing, or what parts of the body is being affected. So Energy Archaeology Oracle by Ashley Stinton is such a good deck, and it also has a great booklet, so you know, fulfills all the amazing requirements that I have for a good self-exploration and inner work decks. And then the Anatomy of Healing by Fran Zisler. She also wrote a very cool Zen-like booklet, and this one is also based on inner organs. So you get keywords which are really cool as well. You get the booklet and you get the inner organs of the body, and to me that goes really well with working also, or adding to it, you know, chakra work. So here I've got chakras from Carol Herzer deck, but you can use any chakra work, any chakra book and chakra cards, to see, you know, where in the body, which chakra is also affected, what supports this chakra, how can you remedy the situation. You can use this deck and base it also on major arcana, because here chakras are connected to 22 major arcana, so it's a really cool deck as well. This one is called Chakra Arcana Tarot. I'm not sure if Carol is selling it or not, but you know, I've got it. So these are really cool for self-reflection and embodiment, and also used for healing practice. And there's a couple of other decks that I really like for this subject. One is the Yoni Oracle cards. I've had this deck for a long time. It's about embodying your lunar nature by Georgina Caitling, and I received it many years ago for a review. I've done a review of this deck, so if you go to my playlist, you will see most of these decks reviewed. This is a very feminine deck for women, and I really love working with this deck for healing, for slowing down, for, you know, just noticing what's going on for me on that kind of intuitive, receptive layer. And again, this deck features many different artists, and the booklet is also great, comes with different rituals and different ideas of, you know, where the issue or where the blockage may be stemming from. I always like when the booklets are a little bit more psychological, or give you some, you know, some juice. Like Linda Hill's Oracle decks, they're really great for this type of self-expression, self-reflection and exploration work. Her art is, you know, very unique, so I'm not sure if, you know, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I love it. And she always uses the I am statements on her cards. I've got 3, you know, there's 1, 2, 3 of the Red Seeds Oracle, and they come with descriptions on the cards, but don't be fooled. They may be short, but they are punchy, and the challenge and the gifts are really great to work with. I really love this deck for this type of work. It's amazing. Linda has done a great job with those, and she has done also 2 tarot decks, but seriously, her oracle decks, I think, belong to some of my favorite oracles out there. Another one that's really fun, this one I often use for male clients when I get them, but also for myself. I really love it. It's called the Art Oracles, and it comes with different artists, and there's this very short advice for life, for work, and for inspiration. So let's just pull one so you can get a sense of what it is. It's always fun. I love this deck, and also makes you think. So this is William Blake. William. Aren't you ashamed of yourself showing up like this for YouTube? So Advice for Life from William Blake. Hell is hypocrisy on earth. Advice for Work. Vision requires not sight but spirit. And Inspiration, just in case you missed the other two. Madness in life, genius in death. So they always short, punchy, funky, with good sense of humor and sarcasm. I really enjoy it. I like this type of humor, and I like this type of work. And it comes across, you know, funny or silly sometimes, but actually it's quite punchy, bears truths. Another deck that I really like is Poes Oracle. So this is, I love this, doing this spread from, you know, if you get the deck, this 3-card spread, Sun, Moon and Stars. Sun is what's being illuminated, Moon, what needs to be released, and Star is how am I being guided to move forward. It's a very cool, very simple spread, but when you lay the cards out, it's really cool how they all come together. And because it's no color, you get to create a story. There is also, you know, keywords, there's little poems on the website that you can add, and I love working with this deck. Always gives me some interesting insights. And this one is like a simple deck, it seems, but it really is a great reader, and it's so spot on for some crazy reason. It's really great. I love Poes Oracle. Really, really good. And it's quite minimalistic, but yeah, it's got a great voice. So Poes Oracle is very cool like this, and especially in this 3-card spread, it's worked really well for me. Another one that I sometimes really reach for if I wanna power animal, but not necessarily focus so much on the animal, but on just short advice, is the Sacred Journey Medicine cards by Mel Hoffman. She self-published them. She's really lovely, Mel, and she's an artist. These are her cards. I also have a review of these cards, so you can take a look. So sometimes it's like a little bit hidden, and I love looking at it, and I love diving into the booklet. So let's see if we can pull one card on this one. Oh, Starseed, it's beautiful, and I appreciate this deck. It's maybe one that I don't reach for very often compared to all the other decks, but I do, and I wanted also to showcase this deck and remind you. Another 4 decks left, so hang in there. The Herbal Astrology Oracle by Adriana Ayales. Oh, love it, especially the artwork by Josephine Clerks. It is so good. And this is one of those decks that, even though the booklet is quite good, I just love the artwork. It works for me so well when it comes to intuitive readings. I love also the astrology edition, so because I am an astrologer, you know, I use this information when I see it. But I love the artwork, and especially I love the artwork for intuitive hits, which it gives me. It's really, really great. And I always come up with some interesting ideas and then don't show up in the book, but the book gives me some other ideas, which is awesome. So yeah, I just want you to encourage you to read decks, especially for self-reflection and for, you know, inner work in your own way. It doesn't always have to be what the book says to you. It always it's better actually in this type of work to focus on your first impressions. What were you drawn to? What feeling it's, you know, awoken in you? Did you focus on the lion? Did you focus on people climbing up and helping one another? Did you focus on the heart? Did you focus on ovaries? Are you going through a menopause, or are you becoming, you know, a woman? You're getting your first period, etc., etc. There's so many different ways we can read this, just this one image, right? So this deck is really great, and it's really good for intuitive readings. The Oracle of essences. I love this because often when I self-reflect or do some inner work, I really love to embody my readings. And I embody my readings by creating, you know, flower essences or essential oils for myself. And these decks, like flower essences or essential oils decks, help me to just narrow down the oils, you know. So this is by Monica, what's your name, Monica? Monica Finazzo, and Monica lives in Australia. She's a healer. I have an interview with Monica. It's really good. It's one of the first interviews on Inspired Tarot Map, so you can take a look. I do have an review of this deck as well, and if you've gotten a reading from me, you probably have gotten at some point a card from the essential oil decks, and this one is one of them. So I really love this deck. It has the very cool booklet that has divinatory meaning, but also like a psychological take on the cards. It has a nice advice, nice affirmation. It's short and sweet, but deep. I started rhyming, and I really like this deck, and I use it often. And another two. One is Creative Consciousness Healing. It's a mass-produced deck, and I just fell in love with the artwork and the colors. So, and also with the keywords, because I saw it online and I just thought, oh, I just need something soft like this. You know, pink lion, protecting little you. It's very healing, it's very nurturing, this one. So if you're feeling really low or really down and you're doing some, you know, pick me up work or like sparking yourself back to the land of living, these type of decks are really great. Here I would also suggest the Lemurian Starchild Oracle, and another one that I have to show is Oracle of Initiation, because this is the one that I use very often for self-reflection and on altars or for my months, but this one is just cute. And again, maybe I don't use it as often as the other ones, but when I need something really soft, this is a really sweet deck. And then there is this deck from Sofan Chan by Rockpool, and I like it. This one is for mindful reflection from Buddhist perspective. It's not really about the artwork so much, because it's more of, I mean, you can of course meditate on it, but I don't. But it has a really good booklet written by Sofan, and in the cards you can also, yeah, just this is from Buddhist perspective, so if you're allergic, don't use it, but I love this approach. And this is a really, really great deck for any type of mindfulness and, yeah, keeping yourself, you know, in check and your mind in check. So this is by Melissa Lucia, and this is the newest edition. I love this deck, and also the book. Again, the book for self-reflection. I do need a good book because I want to get perspective that maybe I don't have or I don't see in myself, you know. So this deck gives you a little bit more impersonal and kind of otherworldly, nearly like spirited perspective, because these selfies, you know, they look very much like beings that live in another realms. There's gateways. It's amazing. The book is amazing. And this deck, if you work with it, it will give you depth and you won't be bored. It will never stop giving you gifts, you know. It's a great, great deck. And there's also another deck by Melissa, which I want to mention. I'm not sure if she sells it, but this is this Creative Conduit Oracle. We've done it during the Deep Play. And this one has really cool, just inspiring quotes. So let's pull one to finish off. And this is going to be a message for us all. Coded, soul code. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Nikola Tesla Conduit. Perfect for Pluto in Aquarius, so Okay, these are the decks for self-reflection and inner work, and I would like to hear from you. And you know, if you can, please like, comment, just even put a little emoticon or something, because the more comments I get, the more the algorithm will be favoring me, and I need favoring right now. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know. Bye.